Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in
Daddy came home from work. They worked shifts of a type that they would be on duty maybe 24 hours or 36 hours and then off 8 or 12, like that. So we hadn't seen him for a time. And he got home that evening and he came in so excited, and I was in the kitchen with Mother. And he asked Mother, he said, "I've got something I want to tell everybody. Get everybody in here." And she said, "We're cooking supper right now." And he said, "Well, how long is it going to be? Because I've got to talk to everybody." And it was just my mother and myself and the 3 younger kids at home, and my other sister was working. So we hurried and we got it on the table and called the kids in. And he started telling us that they had gone on a call of what they thought was going to be a plane crash north of Roswell. And he said they got called out to Blackwater Draw. And when they got out there, what they saw was not a plane that was our plane, but he said it was a flying craft from somewhere else. Well, we didn't ask questions, but Mother asked all the questions, and we were just listening, and she started, "What do you mean somewhere else?" And he said, "It's not an airplane." He said, "It's not from this world."
Now here on this map are pinpointed locations where some 30 saucers have been sighted and are still unexplained. The following proposition could be established. There actually have been and may now be present in the Earth's atmosphere strange aerial objects. Some are of a geometric order. Others can only be described as brilliant light sources. Their form cannot be determined.
He said the crash was like the flying saucers that they have talked about, because there'd been a few comments on the news about flying saucers. And he said it was one of the flying saucers crashed. And I don't think really Mother believed him at first. And he said, "No, he said, I mean it." We went out there early today, which I don't know what time that was, but early to him could have meant they left before dark. And he said when they got there, they could see that there were 2 bodies that were laying on the ground outside of this craft, and that there was one, what he called little person. And he said there's one little person that was walking around, and he said they were still alive. So she asked him, you know, what did they look like? Did they look like us? And he said they were very small, about the size of a small 10-year-old child. But the head looked like the little insect that we played with or that we saw around our house called Child of the Earth. We all knew what that looked like, so nobody asked any questions on that. We assumed that meant that the head was too large for the body, and it had no hair, and it would have large eyes. We knew that because that's what the Child of the Earth insect looks like. He said they looked quite a bit like us. He said they were a lot smaller than we are. Because when he said a small 10-year-old child, I knew he meant smaller than I was. And I wasn't very big at 12 years old. I was a little small for my age. And he said that the other 2 were dead and that this one that was alive was very sad. But he emphasized and he kept saying, "There's no need for us to be afraid. They're not here to hurt us." And he said, we couldn't help them. And he was more upset over the fact that they couldn't help this little person. And that's something he really felt badly, that he couldn't help this one that was alive. The other 2 were dead, and that this one that was alive was very sad. But he emphasized and he kept saying, "There's no need for us to be afraid. They're not here to hurt us." And he said, we couldn't help them.
If you do enjoy these cases, do check out my book, The Undisclosed Visitors, which is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Thank you for watching. Keep watching those skies.